This will be sort of a rambling video on why Kenny Veach is still up there. Yes, he can be found. Will he be found? I don't know because of this where he is. But yes, he is still up there. He did not start a double life or another life, none of that garbage. But first, let me mention the covered M cave. Okay, there's the covered M cave. Only it's not. That is walking back down from the M cave hike. You know, it's about 2 miles left before you get to your vehicle. And this is on the right, next to the wash. Everybody goes by it. So the way the covered M cave got started traces to Kenny Veach and his being less than truthful about the M cave when he pointed the camera at it and filmed it. How this covered M cave garbage got started was that everybody watched the video and went right to where he said the M cave was, and he filmed it. He filmed the M cave. He pointed the camera right at it and said, "But that's not the one I'm looking for. The one I'm looking for is deep, dark, and dangerous, full of mountain lions." And I said to myself, one day I'll make it back up there. Okay, he pointed at the M cave. And so everybody goes up after he goes missing. They go up and they keep going to the same spot, the M cave that he filmed, which that part is logical. Okay, so this covered M cave got started with Sean Horlacher, bless his soul, but right at the start, he was one of the originals. And so they go up to where the M cave was, where he filmed it. And they go, well, but after all, Kenny Veach said, this isn't the one. That's not the one I'm looking for. So the people that believed him, I mean, there are people out there that believed him when he said that. Jeff Claus one. That he says, well, no, that's not the M cave because Kenny Veach said that's not the one. I mean, they literally believe the guy. Okay, and so they go to the M cave, they hike up there, and they go, well, here it is, but that's not the one. Well, then it's right here. We know it's right here. He hiked to it, said that he was coming up on it, and he filmed it. Therefore, it must be off a few feet. Okay, so you go over to the left about 15 feet, and there you've got what Sean Horlacher said, well, this is a covered M cave. These stones have been placed, and it's a portal to another universe, and it's a portal to the M cave. And the bat people live in there, and it's just to the left of the M cave. Okay, so that's not the covered M cave there. That is. Okay, the point is it's a natural formation. The natural formation. See, some of the rocks have come down, and somebody pulled a rock down that when I went up, they had already done it. And I saw online that someone said they intend to go up there and pull a couple rocks down just to see if there's anything behind there. And so I forget who it was, but they said that. And then sure enough, I went up and I think like this rock here had been pulled down and was laying down below. But that's the covered M cave. There is no covered M cave, people. That got started as a rumor because some people literally believed Kenny Veach and his M cave famous hike. When he pointed the camera at the M cave, well, that's not the one. That's not the one I'm looking for. Well, who's going to believe that? I sure as hell didn't. I wised up. So anyway, I wanted to get to why he's still up there. So first I'll go to these posts are important because one of them actually involves a person that hid himself in a cave and pulled bushes in over on top of him. He's called the Pinnacle Man. And after 50 years, they identified him. Okay, he's called the Pinnacle Man, down in West Virginia, up high on a mountain peak, and then down below a little bit. From the peak, he pulled bushes in around him in the cave and was found frozen, and his identity was not known. Now, he was a suicide. Okay, this guy was a suicide that did this. And so that gives weight that Kenny Veach, being a suicide, which he was, folks, I hate to tell you, but yes, he was a suicide. Yes, he went up there and shot himself. No, he did not go up and get hurt. It's not impossible, but it's highly unlikely that he went up and shot himself. And so this Pinnacle guy that I'm going to click on now carries great weight, that when analyzing suicides, such as do they hide themselves, are they found low, are they found up high, or they found near their favorite places, stuff like that gives great weight to try to figure out where Kenny Veach is. Because when you go up there, you just can't look at random. You'll be covering 10 square miles of desert. So let me click on the Pinnacle man. Now there's several in there about him. Pinnacle man. There's Pinnacle man. Okay, he was suicide, and 50 years later that he was identified. But a man found frozen in a cave. See, he was in a cave. Kenny Veach said that he would not be found. That carries weight, that he may have hid himself. Okay, he may have hid himself because he told Sherry, "You won't find me," on a bitterly cold day, blah, 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 blah. And so that's the Pinnacle man. But that's not the most important one that I wanted to get to, because it was this one here, Elijah View. So keep in mind this, my point of this trace is, okay, now this kid, something happened to him. It's too bad. But let me point a couple things out. The remains of Elijah View, a missing Wisconsin toddler, have been discovered, bringing a tragic end to an almost 7-month-long search. Okay. His remains were discovered September 7th in a thick wooded area by a hunter getting his land ready for the hunting season. Okay. The toddler's remains were found on private property just over 3 miles northwest of where he was originally reported missing. The area had been searched multiple times in the month since Elijah's disappearance. It had been searched multiple times. Now, I keep pointing this out, that they go through with cadaver dogs and horses and drones and groups of people doing candlelight vigils. And often the person is found right where they were searching. Okay, so this is not the outcome we had hoped for, blah, blah, blah. But the area had been searched multiple times. Now there's just one. Now keep relating this to Kenny Veach as to why he's up there. Okay, missing woman. Now there's several on here, so I'll click on this one. This is Henderson, in other words, South Las Vegas, where she went missing. Missing Nevada woman who disappeared last year, ID'd from skeletal remains found near Mountain Trail. Another thing about this that doesn't mention, but that I learned from the comments on them finding her, was that she was due to go into court for being part of some kind of robbery. Okay, it was a very serious case. So the comment said they point her out as, pure as the driven snow, but actually she was due to appear to go in on trial for a burglary or a robbery. Okay, missing nearly a year ago. Okay, now there she is. That's not the point. There's the picture of her going up alone. Now remember, keep in mind, Kenny Veach, she left her keys and stuff at the car, on the top of the car. Equivalent to the same thing that Kenny Veach did, left his phone and some coins at the cell phone mine. In other words, the behavior is similar. That they leave stuff that they don't need, their wallet, their phones. That's commonly reported with suicides. Okay, so the investigators, family, and friends searched the area for Hedgie over the subsequent months, but found no sign of the 26-year-old. They had drones, they had cadavers, pot-sniffing dogs, there were teams of people all over, going up and down, over and over, and she was found right where they were searching. Now, I brought this up before. The mother says, "To me, it doesn't seem right that she was found where we were looking," Hedgie's sister said, Rhoda Haggie. "I felt like someone did something and brought her back." You see what I'm saying? These crazy theories come up. When someone goes missing, all kinds of theories come up. So now the theory is, well, they must have done something with her and then took her back up and hiked up into the rocks and took her up there and then left her. No. She was right where they was looking. This is common. Okay. This was a big thing maybe a year ago. So let me click on this one. Missing woman. Let's click on this one. Family seeks answers after a woman's remains found in Henderson. Okay. Within hours, her car was found near a construction site. The keys were on the hood and the woman's phone and wallet were in the car. But anyway, they go back over. It was right where we were looking. Okay. Kenny Veach is there. He is up there. Plus, in his case, it could easily be where he tried to hide himself. So he's up there. He's not far. Yes, he's there. Yes, he committed suicide. No, he didn't break his leg coming down. He would have been found. He went up, shot himself, like that Gabby guy did. Okay. So now let me go to Google Earth. The battery is still going on this cheap phone, so okay, now this is Pinto Valley. So let's go to the covered M cave. Now see, there's where you park over here. See over here, there's where you park and everybody goes up Joe May, and there's the cell phone mine in the saddle. Okay, well that picture that I took of the not covered M cave is it's right in here. On your way down, everybody goes past it. There's hundreds of features like that. There's no covered M cave, people, with a portal to where the submarines go out to California underground. Okay, now, where do I think Kenny is? So now that we get back to reality, that there's a cell phone mine. He leaves a cell phone and stuff there at the mine. And then I believe that he went up. The question is, how high up? Now, that one guy went up to the peak and came down from the peak a little bit so that he wouldn't be found, because he'd be found up on the mountain peak. So maybe Kenny Veach went up high. Maybe he went up high. And my first idea, to tell you the truth, when I first came upon the case and had my theories, I thought that if he shot himself, he would go up above his beloved place, go in a cave and pull bushes in around him and shoot himself. So actually, that's what I very first thought. Not just me, a lot of people. But I said that he may have put himself in a cave facing Las Vegas, because who goes up, they're going to shoot themselves. He would go facing Las Vegas, not facing out into nothingness. But he's not far. He could be, let's say, down in here, down in there, covered with something. Who knows? Who knows how he did it? But the cave person that I mentioned went up and pulled bushes in around him in a cave and committed suicide. How he did it, I don't know. But anyway, that's my point. Yes, he's up there. Yes, he's up there. No, he did not start a new life. He's not down in South America, and I don't care what Susan Veach says. That if anything, it makes the search go awry. by convincing people that he started a different life. And, well, I know, according to what's been told me by the police, that he started another life and blah, blah, blah. Well, what that does is that leads good searchers astray. So anyway, Kenny Veach, yes, he's up there. He's up there. He'll be in here. Is it possible he went all the way up to the top and went over to here or whatever? Now, remember, when he went up to do it, he wasn't prepared. They had just been to the movie, and he went up only a few hours later, apparently in the morning, maybe after daybreak, I don't know, parked his vehicle and went up. So going up to commit suicide, he wouldn't have had a backpack and a tent and all that kind of stuff. So he went up unprepared. He wouldn't be worried about water, but I think he personally had a bottle of liquor with him. You know, a flask of whiskey or something like that. The chances are very good. Okay, so he goes up, and he's not going to go all the way over to here. This is a hellacious hike to do that, and it would have been cold kind of when he did it. And so I think he'll be close, but he wasn't prepared. A suicide does not go up prepared with a backpack to stay in a tent and live for weeks with food and supplies. Therefore, that limits how far he went. Now, could he have went up to the top and went up here and gone for miles? Well, it's not impossible. But you get my point. The point is, yes, Kenny Veach is up there. Susan Veach, because of being Ian Law, does not make her the god of knowledge nor the director of Kenny Veach. Anyway, that's it. Kenny Veach is up there. Somebody will find him.